Итак, здравствуйте, дорогие подписчики и зрители канала, меня зовут Александр, и сегодня мы проходим новое дополнение к игре Genshin Impact. По-моему, называется оно «Восстановление нефритового Творца». Важное объявление. Мне негде жить.
That's a huge project.
Ну да.
So the rumors are true. No wonder the price of building materials has gone up so much lately.
The Jade Chamber means a lot to Lady Ningguang. Getting involved in this would be a huge opportunity.
Lady Ningguang, is there any way we can be of service?
Patience. Since the news made it out a few days ago, I have already had many people contacting me to declare an interest
хорошо, что
in
хоть
joining
многие
the
согласились.
project. Nevertheless, I do have a few matters I should like to entrust to you here today. The building site has been chosen, and most of the materials have been assembled. 3 key items are, however, still outstanding. They are as follows: Sunset Vermilionite, Wonder Cores, and adepti sigils.
Талисман адепта?
Excuse my ignorance, Lady Ningguang. I'm familiar enough with Plostrite, but I've never even heard of those other two.
Only sufficiently large pieces of Plostrite, or specifically Vermilionite, may earn themselves the Sunset moniker. This
Ядро
stone
чудес,
is
нифига
what
себе
allows the
название.
Jade Chamber to float. Wonder Cores, meanwhile, are the central components of the mechanical structure of the Jade Chamber. Adepti sigils serve as a means of integrating the mechanical devices with adepti art. They are as indispensable as the mechanical core itself. Although these 3 items are rare, I trust that with your connections and
И,
capabilities,
как обычно,
procuring
их
them will
будем
not be a
искать именно
question
мы.
of if,
Абсолютно
but
все
of
эти
when.
компоненты.
I take the saying, time is money, more seriously than most. Efficiency is everything. I will pay a generous price for the materials that you find.
Хорошую цену за
And in
maтериалы.
addition, the first 3 people who
Ну чё,
collect
давайте
all the
попробуем их
materials
найти.
will have the opportunity to ask me a question. You may ask me anything, and I will give you an honest answer.
Ну хотя у нас денег и так
I
хватает, нам
trust
бы
that this
карточки
means of
опыта получить.
compensation will be to everyone's
Что как-то
satisfaction.
деньги в этой игре это вообще не
These things
проблема.
won't be easy to get hold of.
Я надеюсь, что Михуё со временем не поправит экономику. Или я просто не умею их тратить. В любом случае, здесь самая высокая ценность — это примагема и опыт.
What a coincidence. I won't divulge too much, but I heard some murmurings about some Plostrite just the other day. So excuse me all, but I
Нужно
have some business to do.
Хунфей. Клятина, тоже следует поторопиться, нельзя позволить никому опередить нас. И чё, я буду сейчас еще и соревноваться с вами, да? Давай поучаствуем. Я согласен с тобой, Паймон. Ну-ка, надо было нас сразу позвать. Правда был вопрос? А может быть, я смогу спросить о сестре? Я не думаю.
Of course. But how much information I share with you will depend on your performance.
Ну чё, где эти материалы
The
искать?
construction of the Jade Chamber requires a great deal of space. The abandoned mine outside the Golden House has been selected as the building site.
Я сейчас жалею, что у меня в команде нету двуручника, потому что я чувствую, очень сильно он сейчас понадобится.
Otherwise, I would gladly escort you to the site in person.
Придется выдумывать на
When you
ходу.
do arrive, please seek out my secretary. Remember,
Сейчас, подожди.
this is a race against the clock. A rare opportunity presents itself.
А, господи, хоть бы это было бы не на время. Это же условное соревнование, да? И ушла. Мы капец не занятые.
over there.
Давайте подслушаем.
Ma'am, you seem like an eminent and distinguished young lady to me. I can see that
А,
you
это наша,
easily got
наша
wins
девушка,
for a
которая...
jewelry contest Lady Dingguang has set up. As it happens, we have some information about the materials that I really think might interest you. Come on, let's find somewhere
Она
a little more
адепт.
private.
И она, видимо, тоже
Get
участвует
down
в
to
этом
brass
соревновании.
tacks.
No, I don't need it.
Ah, don't be like that. Hey, come on, don't go.
Или
Why
нет?
don't you stand there after her?
Сейчас захотят на нее напасть, что ли?
Yeah.
Храбрый Тян его зовут. Храбрый Тян. Ветер дует, журавли возвращаются.
That? They said they had some useful information.
Проследуйте за торговцем, чтобы узнать всякую херню.
Follow them and see what we can find out.
Секундочку. Секундочку. Фига себе, они только зашли за угол и уже убежали куда-то. Так быстро. Опа.
They're not here. Let's keep
В
looking.
смысле, наблюдайте за ссорой. А помочь ей нельзя, типа? Нормальная такая миссия. Наблюдайте за ссорой.
Well, will you look at that, ma'am? Nowhere left to run.
Госпожа, вам некуда бежать.
Don't worry, we're not bad guys. You give us some mora, we give you a little info. Everybody's a winner.
Она, видимо, не очень любит
I got a
общаться.
bad feeling about this. Look at her, the white hair, the energy she gives off. I'm telling you, there's something different about her.
So what? She's loaded. How are we ever going to repay those gambling debts if we just let money walk away from us, huh?
I've already told you, I don't need your information. If you still can't grasp that, I'm happy to repeat it in a way that won't be so easy to forget.
Come on, ma'am. You seem like an intelligent lady. I shouldn't have to spell this out to you. It's not about whether you need the info or not, okay? It's about you taking out your money and handing it over and nobody getting hurt.
I won't.
No more excuses!
А вот теперь вы грабители красных стали.
I saw you. Yeah, I
И
saw
получите,
you.
походу, по голове
Strolling
сейчас.
into Leo Lee Pavilion, ordering a table full of food and only taking a few bites. Then Shinyu at kiosk, then Wanmin restaurant. Same story each time. You order all the signature dishes.
А, еще и
take a
следите
few
за ней.
bites, then you're on your way again. How could you afford to be so wasteful if you weren't from a rich family? And since you're so rich, what's the loss to you in giving us a little spare change, huh?
Master warned me not to lay a hand on anyone in Liyue Harbor. But here we are. Perhaps. Yes. Let's call it fate.
Boss, I'm telling you, something's not right.
What are you afraid of? We're just selling information. It's not illegal.
Вы насильно продаете информацию-то.
All the better. We'll sue her for everything she's worth.
Oh, you again.
А, то есть люди известные.
Millilith. What are the Millilith doing here?
Миллилитры.
Did you do this? You ought to mind your own business. I swear.
Silence! How dare you threaten innocent civilians? You're coming with us.
Все-таки насколько здесь простая рисовка, это капец.
Please, let me explain.
И в порядке?
Shenhe.
Шанхэ.
Shenhe?
My name.
Шанхэ.
Oh, so your name's Shenhe. Paimon's name is, well, Paimon. And this is Paimon's travel buddy.
I've heard about you two before. Thank you for helping to defuse the situation. I could have dealt with it myself, though. I suspect smashing his head against the ground a handful of
Cool.
times is all it would have taken to get him to surrender.
You can't do that. That's way too violent. This is Lila Harbor. There are laws against that kind of stuff, you know.
Laws?
Законы?
No, apparently not.
Really? So how exactly have you...
That would be my stomach growling. I haven't eaten enough.
She's so honest. Wait, that's right. They said you went around all the restaurants ordering this and that and the other, but only took a small bite of each dish. Then of course you're still hungry. So, anything in particular you're hungry for?
Chingson, glaze lily, violet grass. These are my usuals.
Капец.
Medicinal herbs?
Kinda hard to explain. Anyway, Boo Boo Pharmacy's not far away. Let's take Shenhe there for a big medicinal meal. After all, you can't work on an empty stomach.
Правильные вещи говорит Паймон.
Do you think
Чтобы
Shenhe
работать,
might
нужно
be
есть.
this? It seems like it's her first time in Liyue Harbor, and she doesn't seem to get...
Ну-ка.
Are you here to buy some herbs? I do hope you brought your prescription.
Chingson, glaze lily, and violet grass, please. Half a pound of each.
Так она наркоманка
What
какая-то.
prescription is this? Sounds more like a lunch order.
Что это за пропаганда такая?
That's everything we have in
Девушка,
stock.
которая питается только травой.
Thank you.
Спасибо.
She's really eating them.
Она действительно ест траву.
My hunger has now
Нормально.
abated.
Штырила нормально. А какие на вкус? Невкусные.
Though they were not completely devoid of sweet fragrance, after consuming a large quantity of them, bitterness is all that remains.
So, how come you chow down on these and barely touch the restaurant food? If Paimon had enough Mora, Paimon would go to the fanciest restaurant in town and order a whole table of food and eat it all in one go.
Because I'm not sure whether I will remain here in the future.
В смысле, а в чем
The food of
связь?
the mortal realm is most delicious, but should I return to the mountains,
А, да.
yearning for the food here shall only
Ну,
pose an
возможно,
obstacle
это
to
немножко
my
логично.
continued spiritual development. Sampling each dish in order to appreciate its taste is enough.
Return to the mountains. That proves it. Paimon knew she was an adeptus.
Enough about me. What are your plans from here?
Oh, right! Paimon almost forgot! We came out to take part in the Rebuild the Jade Chamber competition! And now we're probably super behind because we've been held up for so long.
I see. I heard something about the contest when I was passing by.
Yep! You get to ask Ningguang any question you want if you win! Were you interested in the contest too, Shenhe?
I came for the rebuilding of the Jade Chamber, but until this point I had no intention of joining the
Интересно, а какой
contest.
квест ведет на новый остров?
However, you have shown me your kindness, and I would now like to lend you my assistance. Oh, don't worry. I ask for nothing in return.
Wow! You really don't have to. But having an adeptus help out will make things a whole lot easier.
Then
Велком.
let's not delay. I
Тем
have a
более
plan.
ты у меня уже есть. Но ты скучная.
Paimon bets this is gonna be the awesomest
Твои
way
способности
ever.
только для криопати.
I am not sure whether or to what extent this plan can be classified as awesome. I do, however, believe it will be highly effective. We simply need to dispose of everyone who is currently ahead of us. Then, we alone shall become the victors.
Veto! That is not acceptable! Not by a long shot.
Really? But I hear that competition is in essence about conflict and one-upmanship.
Look, we want to win this competition fair and square, okay? Sunset Vermilionite, Wonder Cores, and Adepti Sigils. Let's start at the top of the list and work down.
Плау-стрит.
So, for Plastrite,
I was wondering who I could hear arguing over there. So,
Вау.
it's you.
Серьезно?
Aren't you? What are
Смотри,
you
вот
doing out here?
который со змеей.
Lady Ningguang wishes to purchase a large
Даже
batch
глаза
of
змеиные.
dressing. We're running low at the store, so I came out to fetch
Да.
the ingredients personally.
Слушай, стопудов он скоро может быть за нее играть. Он слишком часто появляется.
Dressing all of a sudden.
Рачмару
I'm
этот.
not too sure. I did hear she's looking to rebuild the Jade Chamber, maybe for its first aid on site. I didn't ask, though. Far be it from me to pry into my customers' personal affairs. Oh, and she also borrowed Chi-Chi, meaning Boo Boo Pharmacy is very short-handed right now.
Поработать
I
одночек.
don't suppose any of you are looking for part-time work by any chance?
Та-та-та.
No, we've got other stuff to do.
Няу-няу.
While you're here, though, you seem to know a lot. Have you ever heard of something called Sunset Vermilionite?
Ah, the variety of plostrite used in the Jade Chamber, yes? There is some mention of it in the Seven Mountain Treatises. When activated, Sunset Vermilionite rises up all the way into the clouds. It's very rare indeed. As far as the records show, virtually all Sunset Vermilionite in existence has been mined and taken possession of. But the Feiyun Commerce Guild would know far more about this than I do.
Okay then, let's go ask at the Feiyun Commerce Guild.
Да, пошли. Молодец, Орч подсказал нам.
Good luck to you all. And if there's anything further you need from me, just come to the Boo Boo Pharmacy.
Обязательно пойдем. Так. Так, что-то я хотел. Где моя девка? Девчонка моя. Сладкая. Раз, два. Та-та-та-та-та. Та-та-та-та-та-та-та-та. Ну так вот. Ты дыщ. Йоу. Что надо? Нет, вы прикалываетесь, да? Вы явно прикалываетесь. Господи, какие вы же козлы. Миллион раз одного босса убивать теперь. Бедный босс, мне даже жалко его стало. Подожди, а я уже могу возвысить, да? Не показалось. А, ранг подключения 40. Ну, уже скоро, я близко, кстати, очень. Я даже не успеваю за всем этим делом качаться, если честно. Я на миллиметр телепортируюсь, потому что я очень ленивый. И пойдем дальше выполнять квест. Там, по-моему, нам в торговую точку, да, надо? По-моему, да. Ну-ка. Вау. Это же наш любимчик. Синтю.
Why do I detect an urgency in your voice?
The guild has had a whole string of strange orders in recently. Everyone's been completely caught off guard. Your father gave me specific instructions to ask you to stay and help out if I happen to see you.
Даже
I
так?
see. Have someone sort the orders by type for now. I'll deal with them myself shortly.
Oh, how wonderful. Thank you, Master. With you on the job, I can breathe a sigh of relief.
Hey, Xingqiu! Glad you're here. We want to ask you for some information.
Ну-ка, давай выкладывай.
Traveler, Paimon, please wait a moment.
Ты же не просто так в нашей команде тусуешься,
I
да?
need to entertain some guests.
Не просто
Please
так
continue
хлеб
with your
ешь и
work for the time
качаешься.
being, and we'll discuss the matter of the guild's orders in more detail later on.
Understood, Master Xingqiu.
Понятно, господин уважаемый гость, приятного вам общения. Я попрощаюсь с вами. Зачем я начал
I
озвучивать
wasn't
хер
counting
знает?
on finding you here today. What's going on? And how
Да,
fertile
как
may I be
бы
of service?
всегда нужна твоя помощь.
Xingqiu, have you ever heard of Sunset
Плау-стрит
Vermilionite?
Зари.
Oh, I see. So you've entered Lady Ningguang's
И
contest
ты
as well.
участвуешь. Ну-ка, давай-ка ты на нашу сторону пойдешь, да?
As well?
Тоже?
Do you mean?
The truth is, the Feiyun Commerce Guild is in possession of some Sunset Vermilionite, but only one piece. We are holding it on behalf of someone who has asked us to put it up for auction.
На
And a
аукцион.
lot of interested parties
Ну
have
ты же по
already
старой
come to us
дружбе
inquiring
сможешь мне его
about the
добыть, да?
price. At the end of the day, it all comes down to supply and demand. In this case,
500
I'm guessing
миллионов
the final
моры.
transaction price may be in excess of 500 million more.
Офигеть.
500 million?
Слышал?
Honestly, I would recommend that
Какой?
you don't bother bidding on this one. The price is greatly inflated, and it's just not worth it.
Который?
Without sunset vermilionite?
Don't panic.
С флагами?
I don't
У меня тоже
suppose you
есть.
ever heard of Sea Gazer?
Я не помню.
Who?
А я так за нее и не играл ни разу.
Sea
Не
Gazer was
привлекает
once very
вообще.
close to Mountain Shaper, but if I'm
Это
not mistaken,
слабый
he
персонаж
has
вышел на
already
самом деле.
passed
Ну,
away.
неинтересный вообще. Слишком
Yes,
командный.
precisely. I didn't know anyone else knew about him.
Надо загонять в геоотряд полностью.
According to records of drifting clouds,
А тот в
Sea
криво,
Gazer
слышь.
once built in a boat to store
Вообще
his rarest and most exquisite
ни одного
treasures,
индивидуального персонажа не
among
вышло.
which was some sunset vermilionite.
Дайте мне деда.
After Sea Gazer
Я
passed,
успокоюсь.
the abode was abandoned, and its location was lost to time. Luckily, I came into possession of a stack
Синтю.
of folk
Где твой
history
нос,
books just
братан?
recently.
Продал, что ли?
They make some oblique references to this lost abode, and after cross-referencing them against each other, I'm now fairly certain that it is situated in the Lisha area.
Лиша.
That's great.
Алёша.
But is it really okay for us to just go and take his treasure? Wouldn't it be a little, disrespectful with him being an adeptus?
You needn't worry. As far as I understand, Sea Gazer was very open-minded. Even while he was alive, he wouldn't have let something like
А
this
чё,
bother him.
Созерцатель морей умер?
Open-minded. I have not heard of Sea Gazer being described in this way before. May I ask where you
Блин.
read that?
Как попасть в новую территорию и где взять квест оттуда?
All right then, let's go.
Нам пора. Погнали. Сваливаем. Отсюда.
There's something about this young lady that reminds me
Она
of a good
похожа на
friend
одну
of
мою
mine.
знакомую.
Oh,
Только
I
не могу
almost forgot.
вспомнить, на кого именно, да?
Adepti abodes tend to have very ingenious designs, especially when it comes to their defense mechanisms.
Обитель
Plus,
адептов.
it's likely to be crawling with monsters after being abandoned
Нихера
for so
себе.
long. So please, be
Я
very
даже не
careful.
сомневаюсь, что там какие-то механизмы находятся.
Thanks, Shincho.
Ой, спасибо, Синсу. Так,
Дайте хоть одно-то задание, господи. Что, не жалко, что ли?
Hark! 'Tis thundering retribution, an omen of dark times ahead.
That, and main Fräulein's laundry is still on the line.
только что хотел сказать, что Ворон редко говорит, и он начал говорить. Вау.
Let's see. Shincho said it should be around here, but Paimon doesn't
Паймон ничего не видит. На, вот так вот тебе. Пластырь налепила и убрала иллюзия. Только, опа, смотрите.
This place was hidden using a special adepti art. But now that I have removed it, we can inspect the area more closely.
Wow, that's amazing! Yep, let's take
Да мы сейчас хорошенько поищем. Найдем источник магии адептов. Что за феи эти? Опять? Так он на себя как-то более резко уйдет, нет? Могли бы придумать что-нибудь оригинальное, а то опять это фея. Кстати, оказалось, что это фея, да? Я думал, это души какие-то. Нет, это тут херня летающая. А, это еще и данж. Рекомендуемые элементы в вашем отряде нету гео. Ну, пошло ты в жопу. Ай. Я надеюсь, без гео-то можно пройти. Он сейчас мне будет жопу драть. У меня только один персонаж прокачан, а на остальных у меня просто книжек не хватает. Вот. Да и не хватит, мне кажется, еще скоро. Мы находимся высоко в небе, Паймон это кажется. Мы находимся в обитателе адепта. Если я не ошибаюсь, Плоу-стрит Зари должен быть где-то здесь. Правда? Дайте Пеймон посмотреть, не та ли это фея, которую мы видели. Смотрите, она спускается под облака. Если присмотреться, скалы и деревья выглядят незаконченными. Может быть, под облаками что-то есть еще? Это не настоящие облака. Это магия, которая была использована для разделения пространства и времени. Если мы хотим спуститься вниз, мы должны сначала разрушить магический механизм. Тогда приступим. Я чувствую присутствие монстров. Не знаю, где они прячутся, но нам надо быть начеку. Я надеюсь, что это хачапурло. Мне нужны их стрелы. Слышь, она мне сейчас в команду 61 уровень добавилась. Как пробная, слышь? Прикол? И чё? Что делать? Здесь нету пропасти, там что-то, не? Я не убьюсь, ребят? У меня сейчас сердце ёкнет, если я упаду. Тихо. Ну, в принципе... Ну, не то, что я ожидал от персонажа. Эй, тихо, не тусуйся. Чё ты багуешь, что не летишь? Теперь летишь. Опа. Огонь? Ты ищи. Господи, это руду нести надо, я забыл. Она еще не пробивается, да, просто такая. Ну, а если вот так вот? Вот так вот. Ща. Е. Видишь, вот так вот. И хопа. Ты, надеюсь, потом не вырубишься, да? Вот я хачапури тусу. Ядро древней формации. Это что, босс будет? Вы чё? Кювет. С них в данже ничего не падает, зашибись. Это даже обидно. My will embodies. Я. Это ты? Я думал, это девушка так делает. Ну что, сейчас полетим. Хачапур. Все, полетели. Ты лети тут. Ты что не летишь? Все. Мы на месте. А там босс уже спалился. Там их видели? Было запрета место, но ХП уже отобразилось. То есть нас хотели удивить, а мы уже все знаем. Причем босс 61 уровня. Ой, ща. Ща говорит, я вам ща. Ну ща. Точно ща. Его защищать надо. Защищать. Понятно теперь. Все оказалось более прозаично, чем я ждал. Думал, я надеялся, босс будет классный какой-нибудь. Но походу хер. Подожди. Просто реклама персонажа, считайте. Бля. Перегруз. Блин, ты же все огненный, вам похер. Тихо. Вот. Ульта самая важная. Сработала. С этими. Ой-ой-ой. С водяными иглами моими. Тихо. Тихо, тихо, тихо. Осторожно. Тихо. Они либо не успевают его атаковать, либо я что-то неправильно делаю. Одну из двух явно. А, да, атакуйте его. Я, понимаете, его защищать пытался. Оказывается, бей вот так вот. Главное, я тебя защищал, оказывается, тебя бить надо. Вот сволочь. Ты же не закроешься? Механизм сломался, а туман расселся. В смысле? Почему так? Почему я по сюжету умер? Я должен был успеть прожать или что? Что херня? Это прикол какой-то? Ой, без мата не поиграешь, да? Никогда. Такая игра матная. Сейчас еще возродится этот додик. Довольно долго статус держит. Скажу. Ой. А, страж, он возродится или что? Че он тут сидит? Че он хочет меня? Или сейчас какой-то прикол опять будет, да? Не надо мне приколов всяких. Мне хватает уже инфарктов, если честно. А на элементы... А, вот и прикол сам. Я-то думал, механизм живет, а тут оказывается вот такое вот. Ну давай, атакуй как-нибудь. Да ёб твою мать. Игра называется Genshin Impact. Всем советую не играть. Ха! Да ёб твою мать, ты ж какой-то душный. Какой-то противный. Противный. На тебе, тыщ, вот на, даже вот так делать. Тыщ, авада кедавра. Туалет, тебе сказал, туалет. Дух летает, тебя мочит. Shadow Raven. Тыщ. Если мне еще скачет, что-то. Все, труп. Да, не написали, что он открыто. Я сам должен был догадаться, я умный. Что-то жопа сзади оживет, и мне хана. Да? Ты он так сидишь подозрительно. Уже кто угодно успел меня побить, а вот ты не оживаешь никак. Тебе не кажется это странно? Или у тебя, не знаю, тихий час? Ну, сейчас что? Страж, руин. Опа. Тыщ. Вы серьезно меня хотели этим удивить, да? Как нажать полет? О! Испытание продолжается. Что случилось? Прикольно, еще можно? Да, где? Чё? А. Прикольно. Прикоснулся прекрасно. Эти тоже двигаются. Ну. Камень. Не поддается. Камень, говорит, не поддается. Что делать, если мой камень не поддается? Я не знаю. Все. О, сейчас опять какая-то жопа будет. Ну что, давайте насилуйте меня полностью, я готов. Ох, какие крутые слаймы у вас. Какие крутые слаймы у вас, ну. Я просто в шоке. А что это ты пускаешь за волны? Ты меня бьешь или что? Или их? Ты уж определись в итоге. Слышь? Так вот. Ух ты, классно. И ты поджарен, короче, можно говорить. Ты ульты сратая. На, нихера себе, молодец, ой, смотри, можно так бить дальше. Так и чего тот ожил, где он, который... Ну вы поняли, да, чем? Куда он делся? Вау. Опять ты? Или это другой? А, это другой какой-то, новенький. Новенький, новенький, не тебя ждали. Шучу, нет. Бежать надо, убегать надо. Какой-то ты жирненький. А не хочешь пойти в жопу? Не хочешь в жопу пойти? Немножко. Тихо. Ночная фантасмагория у нас тут начинается. А, это говнюки, которые крутятся, как я вас ненавижу. У тебя заморозка не маленькая. Вот тебе под ноги кукс. Тихо. Самое интересное, что на верхнее хп смотрю, его хп при нем точно. Давай добьем уж красивый. Вот. Шо? Все. Теперь можно тебя бить. Заодно и ульту не зря использовал. И туда, и нам, и нашим, и вашим, как говорится. Сейчас какая-нибудь херня появится. А все-таки где тот механизм? Он как-то подозрительно испарился. Наверное, будет каким-то разумным или мощным, не знаю. А, вот он. 2. А мне кажется, что они выше, чем обычно. Так, того уже изнасиловали. Тихо. Ночная фантасмагория, ребят. Присоединяемся, не стесняемся. Наш... О, что, одного уже убили случайно? Прости, пожалуйста. Это меня хлопнуть пыталась только что. Новая, get them. Бейте вы, унижайте. Насмехайтесь над ним. Кася, ты прыгаешь. Все. Давайте подлечимся на всякий случай. А то всякая штука может со спины к нам напасть. Блин, блин, пугал. Ух ты. Давай, ну мелкий ты чё? А, попадает. Раз. Вау, а сейчас-то кто у нас? По расписанию. Опять ты, фейка. Ну, показывай. Вау. Нифига себе красиво. Это случайно не кастрат зари? Полукастрат зари? Так, осторожно, главное не упасть. А то из-за всего этого тумана вообще непонятно. Где пропасть, а где что. Но я думаю, в этой игре так не будет жестко, не? Классно. Вау. Спасибо. Полукастрат. Сейчас будет какой-нибудь подвох стопудов. Смотри, мы подходим. И выскакивает какая-то как... Это и есть полукастрат?
Prostrate doesn't float until it's activated. It may look different from most ordinary stones, but it weighs around.
Надо, значит, его активировать и увести отсюда.
Does prostrate reveal its true nature, breaking free from the shackles of the mortal
Вот и
realm
все.
and ascending up into the heavens.
Вот вам полукастрат. Конечно.
Only because my master is fond of chatting about these things. The moment she has some time to spare, she'll
Интересно, а что это у тебя за наставница такая, которая секреты всем рассказывает? Ха-ха! Они за мной повторяют, смотри.
Они просто озвучивают твои мысли.
И только сейчас я говорил про то, что можно активировать и увести. Но это логично, на самом деле, это очевидно. Ну, конечно, не сможем поднять, тем более поймон такая маленькая. Ну, камешек поднимет-то, ё-моё. Хер знает тут на самом деле. Серьезно? Гасит ты адепт. Шан, поймон о тебе беспокоится. Да. Ну да.
Is it now? Well then, thank you. I'll go on ahead with the prostrate. Let's meet at the building site later.
Да, увидимся. Поднимает и уходит. Нифига себе ты. Женщина, ё-моё. Просто взяла и подняла этот полукастрат. Ну чё, куда? Давайте от этого данжа пойдем. Я думаю, там будет немножко ближе. Ой, это данж? А, это получается библиотека, где мы дрались с этим, с тортиком, тарталией. Я не протиснут, что я жирная, что ли? Разгон. Подходим, подъезжаем, защите Шанхэ. Строительной площадки. Прикольно, что вы там уже начали? Пока не особо.
Oh my god, I can't believe my eyes.
How can she lift that massive rock all by herself? She's got to be one of those adepti, surely.
Oh, mighty Adeptus, please give me your blessing, so that in the coming year I may reap a more bountiful salary.
Я каждый день так молюсь. Он подходит. Конечно, подходит. Мы за него столько жоп порвали, в том числе и свою. Да? Как вас зовут? Акаки. Ну, написано, читай, как ее зовут. Ты же видишь титры. А, вы нашли редчайший полукастрат. Ха, просто подкололи ее. Это лучший полукастрат в моей жизни. И мы используем его как основу для нефритового дворца. И переходим к следующему этапу. А, нифига себе. Нам хотят еще жилой дом приукрасить. Ну, вернее, отдать. На время.
Just now on the way over, pretty much everyone was singing your praises.
Oh, really?
What kind of reaction is that? So strange. Aren't you happy about it? Whenever Paimon gets praised, Paimon can't help but hold their head up high and break into a big smug smile.
I've had similar compliments before. They call me an adeptus, treat me with great deference and respect, as if I'm set apart from the common folk.
Yeah, 'cause that's how adepti are. At least the ones we've met are pretty unique and reclusive too. Way different than normal people.
But I am not...
Shenhe?
I'm fine. I've been exerting myself quite a lot ever since we set foot in that abode. I'm just a little fatigued.
Well, Byron said that there are some makeshift hotels we can use, right? Let's go check in and take a rest.
No need. I simply need to find myself a secluded place in the wilderness to sit and meditate in silence.
You can't do that. It's dangerous out in the wild on your own. When you're hungry, you go eat something tasty. And when you're...
Okay. If you insist.
Great! Now we're talking. Let's head to our hotel.
Че, пешком надо пойти опять, что ли? Пошли. Да твою мать, я еще и упал. Где гостиница это находится? Подожди, надо забраться, наверное. Господи. Надо было же еще упасть. Еще и выносливость потратим. И чё, куда? Вот это гостиница или чё? А лучше. Да ничего. О, нашел.
Hi there. Checking in, are we? You're just in time. We only have 2 rooms left. Since this was chosen as the building site for the new Jade Chamber, we've had a constant stream of people in this area. And not just workers either. Visitors, business people, tea sellers, all sorts. So, business is booming for me today. Very few vacancies. You're lucky you got here when you did.
Great!
One of your rooms is still being cleaned. I guess it should be ready within the hour. The other room is just at the door on the
Ну что, пошли?
Here are your keys. All right. Hope you enjoy your stay.
Так удобно, еще и
Excuse me,
бесплатно.
I'll leave you to it.
Shenhe, you should go get some rest. We'll hang around outside until the other room's ready. Paimon's gonna go see if there's anything good to eat around here. Paimon couldn't help but notice one of the guests walk in with a huge grilled chicken drumstick before.
Интересно, а как в нее столько влезает?
Shenhe too. She can have it as a midnight snack or save it for breakfast tomorrow.
All right. I will head to my room for now. If you need anything, don't hesitate to disturb me. I'm a light sleeper. I will hear if you knock on the door.
Так.
See you tomorrow.
Hey, isn't that Cloud Retainer?
О,
What's she doing here. Let's go and say hi.
Хранитель облаков, да? Давайте его еще и с ним пообщаемся, если он так хочет. Вернее, узнаем, зачем он сюда сел.
One trusts you have met Shen-He. So, are you getting along quite well?
So far, so
Конечно.
good. Yeah. So, you know Shen-He Chill Cloud Retainer?
Ну да, они же адепты.
Save for Ganyu, who spends the majority of her time in Liyue Harbor. All the adepti living today are acquainted with Shen-He to some degree.
Cool. So, what's her adeptus name anyway? Calling her Shen-He feels kind of friendly, but also kind of disrespectful. So Paimon's thinking maybe it'd be better if we called her by her adeptus name instead.
Her adeptus name? Why, pray tell, would Shen-He have an adeptus name?
Don't all adepti have a special title they go by?
On this latter point, you are correct. However, Shen-He is human.
Oh, right. Wait, what? You knew already?
Так, вы же уже общались с человеком, который является адептом. Почему это вас удивляет?
Ah, yes. She was like this all those years ago when one first met her. In this respect, she has not changed. One first found Shen-He by chance in a cave. One was passing by and sensed the presence of a god's remains. Being of an ever-vigilant disposition, one entered immediately to inspect the scene. Inside was Shen-He, then aged around 6 years old. In her hand, she held a dagger with which she was confronting a monster that was the god's remains incarnate.
Какая отважная девушка. Да, конечно, опасно.
When one arrived, she had already been locked in confrontation with this monster for several days. Most mortal children are fragile, both physically and mentally, and are highly reliant on their parents for survival, but not so her. That she was able to endure such terrible danger was due not only to her strong willpower, but also to the bloodlust and homicidal instinct with which she was born. One dealt with the monster, yet she still refused to lower her guard. She even pointed her dagger in one's direction and remained ready to strike. Only after she was satisfied that one had no intention to cause her harm did she finally relent. She then passed out without uttering.
Короче, глава полностью про эту девушку.
In other words, if you hadn't passed by that day, Shen-He might have...
Not necessarily. Upon one's arrival, one could sense that the god's wrath was gradually receding. Even had the stalemate continued, one suspects that Shen-He may have still emerged the victor of the confrontation.
That's still so dangerous, though. Why was a tiny little kid battling against the wrath of a god in the first place?
Alas, the mortal world is rife with suffering of every kind. And she had experienced her fair indeed. It is one to whom she refers. Shen-He has an extraordinary constitution, making her well adapted to practicing the
за особое
adepti
телосложение?
All the adepti cherished her talents,
Клитор большой или
and so
чё?
we were willing to train her. However, her homicidal urges did not subside with age. Rather, they grew stronger day by day. Mooncarver once performed a divination for her. He declared that her fate is to bear the curse of calamity. Consumed by malevolent energy, she is prone to bring harm to those around her. Such is the magnitude of the danger this poses, that her soul must be bound with red ropes to keep her homicidal instinct at bay. The red ropes have indeed served to keep her calmer and more content. They also seem to have rendered her somewhat inexpressive. Perhaps the red ropes are so powerful that they have suppressed some of her other emotions as well. It is only by fate that people's paths may cross. Now that Shenhe's path has crossed with yours, please be sure to treasure the gift that fate has given you, and take good care of her.
Oh, now Paimon gets it. You came out here to check up on Shenhe because you were worried about her, didn't you?
Huh. You dare draw such a facile conclusion on the nature of one's present excursion? Incorrect. The truth is that while Liyue Harbor may seem peaceful today, danger is always lurking in the shadows. Ningguang once made a bold assertion that this is to be the era of the contract between Liyue and the humans. Well, one is most curious to observe how she will respond to the coming storm. If she handles it admirably, one is willing to be a witness to her achievements. But if she does not, the adepti shall not hesitate to seize control. Let us conclude our conversation here for today. One has occupied enough of your time, and night is approaching. Be sure to get ample rest.
До 8 утра, да? Давайте дождемся, что делать. А поспать нельзя, да? Только просто стоять, как дебил, вот так вот на скале и ждать, пока эта баба проснется.
Master has relayed my situation to you, I take it?
Oh? How did you know?
I'd intended to wait until you came back before going to sleep, but I didn't hear you come in. I was worried that something may have happened to you, so I went outside to check and caught sight of my master. On top of this, you have been acting very strangely around me this morning, causing me to suspect that my master must have told you everything about me. After all, Master is very talkative.
Sorry, Shenhe. Paimon had you down as an adeptus this whole time, but it turns out Paimon was wrong.
It's okay. I don't mind. The fault is mine for not explaining everything to you sooner, because in my experience, trying to explain is a futile pursuit. Still, though you mistook me for an adeptus, you never treated me as distant and unapproachable. Instead, you treated me as you would a friend. For this, I'm very grateful indeed.
To be fair, we've met our fair share of real adepti, too. Anyway, now it's settled. From now on, you're our friend. Whether you're an adeptus or a human isn't the important thing. First and foremost, we're just plain old friends.
Got it. Although I don't know quite what it entails in terms of what I have to do, I must say I like the title Friend very much indeed.
Great! Well, now that we're all rested up, we should start searching for the other 2 items on the list. But before we do that, let's go to the building site and ask Ningguang's little helper how the progress is going. After all, Sunset Vermilionite is so rare. Paimon doubts many competitors will really be able to find any. If it turns out some of them have given up already, we'll be able to take things a little more slowly. Oh, and another thing. We bought some grilled chicken drumsticks on the way back last night. There was a place just
На
outside.
строительную площадку нам надо. Чтобы получить сведения, да? Давайте туда-сюда бегать 1000 раз за всякой херней. Зачем сюжет, когда можно спрашивать все туда-сюда бегая?
I concur. It has a rich flavor, far more agreeable than those I've cooked for myself in the wilderness in the past.
Бэктрекинг — это наше все. А вот там опять еще один новый персонаж стоит. Вторая девочка, вот эта вот каменная.
Look! The Jade Chamber is floating into the sky! But it seems to be tied down by something.
Веревки?
Because it's not finished.
Hey, Bywin! And hey, Beto! And hey! Person Paimon doesn't know?
Given the enormous scale of the Jade Chamber, we split the construction work into 2 phases to make sure the structure remains balanced. Before we find some suitable plastrite, we build the Jade Chamber's keel at ground level. Once the plastrite is ready, we place it into the keel and let the partially constructed Jade Chamber rise up to the height of the surrounding mountain peaks. The remainder of the construction work is then carried out at that altitude. Once everything is ready, we release the iron tethers and allow the Jade Chamber to rise to its target altitude.
Miss Bywin, we've brought some new materials to submit.
One moment, I'll be right there. The construction work has only been able to progress this rapidly thanks to the plastrite provided by you. Lady Ningguang is most grateful and looks forward to seeing more of your work.
Wow, can't believe you sourced the plastrite so quickly. It's the key piece of the puzzle. Looks like you beat us to the punch.
Beto? You're joining the Jade Chamber contest too?
Sure am. I happened to get my hands on a chunk of sunset vermilionite on a voyage a while back, so I figured I'd bring it over.
Это уже доставили?
So even though it's rare, we're not the only ones
Прикол.
who managed to get a hold of it.
Oh, I've got some introductions to do.
Как они там пробились?
This is the renowned Miss Yun, or Yunjin, probably the most famous figure in the Liyue opera scene.
Greetings.
Певица?
These two are Paimon and the Traveler, both good buddies of mine. And this is... sorry, I'm not sure we've met.
Shenhe. I am their... friend.
Good to meet you. A friend of a friend is my friend too. Or, as I like to say, a mate of a crewmate is part of the crew. Miss Yun is also here for the contest. Turns out she needed to borrow a boat, so we came together.
It's an honor to finally meet you both. I've heard much about you. Miss Shenhe, though we are only meeting for the first time, I have a feeling that we will get along very well indeed. To be honest with you all, I am in great need of this opportunity to ask Lady Ningguang a question. That's why I joined the contest. Thanks to my father's connections, I was able to acquire a specimen of the plastrite required. Fortunately, it was approved for submission, despite being a little on the diminutive side.
Wow. So it looks like the
Соперники.
3 of us are competitors now.
Ну давайте посмотрим, что будет дальше.
Excuse me for prying,
Может быть, скажешь,
Miss
что мы
Shenhe,
все
but
втроем
are you
выиграли?
competing as well?
No, I don't have any questions for Ningguang. I just wanted to help him win.
In that case, I have a proposal to make. Lady Ningguang said that the first 3 contestants to procure all 3 materials will be awarded the chance to ask a question. Well,
Да,
there are
можно.
3 teams here. We can split the prize between us. Instead of competing against each other, we could work together to secure the top 3 places between us. What do you think?
Sounds
Давайте.
great, but how does that change things exactly?
I think I see where you're going with this, Miss Yun. The plastrite was the most difficult item to source by a long shot. Luckily, all 3 of us managed to get our hands on it. The 2 remaining items aren't quite so rare, so as long as one of us finds a way to source it, the other 2 can hop on the bandwagon. How'd I do? Is that what you had in mind?
Precisely.
Huh. Interesting approach.
Okay then. All right, I'll go first. I have some leads on these wonder cores. From what I've heard, the core itself is really not that difficult to make. The hard part is getting hold of the ore used as raw materials. I'm gonna head back to the ship and ask Su-Ling if he's heard of them. You guys...
We will head into town and seek advice from Master Zhang of Hanfeng's Ironmongers. Thoughts?
Wonderful. We'll split into teams then, and whoever makes progress first brings all of us a step closer to victory. I'm gonna take off. See you later.
Okay, let's go!
Угу.
By the way, what question are you gonna ask me?
Хер знает, какой-нибудь.
I'm looking for a venue to host the performance of our new opera. Lady Ningguang has excellent judgment.
Господи, это же глупый вопрос, она может на все что угодно ответить.
The opera is a labor of love by my father. He wrote it based on a popular urban legend about an evil spirit and an adeptus. It's called The Divine Damsel of Devastation.
Наверное, а вот это вот. Спросите о ядрах чудес. На день зашел, на год исчез.
Ah, hello. Are you here for something off the shelf, or do you need something forged?
Excuse me, Master Zhang. We were wondering if you'd heard of something called a Wonder Core.
Of course I have. Sorry, who's asking?
My name is Yunjin. Perhaps you don't know me, but I believe that you forged some weaponry for my father in the past, for stage use.
Yunjin? Stage use? Oh, so you must be Miss Yoon. Sorry, my brain's finally caught up. It's not used to doing much beyond bashing a hammer all day. Everyone's heard of you, Miss Yoon. Even folks who don't make it to the opera all that often. Like myself. So, you're here to ask about wonder cores, huh? As it happens, I do know how to make them. Matter of fact, I made some for Lady Ningguang back when she was building the original Jade Chamber. The types of ore needed to make wonder cores are a little hard to come by. Lady Ningguang supplied them herself last time.
Надеюсь, там не надо будет самому там искать там алхимическую херню.
We were gonna ask you what kinds of ore we need.
Sure. Well, you'll need two kinds. Star Splinter Iron and Subrosium. If I remember correctly, Lady Ningguang sourced her Star Splinter Iron from the Mount Tianheng area. They say it resonates with visions.
Резонирует с глазом Бога.
It could take some work, but if you stick with it, you'll find some eventually.
Как его найти, скажи?
I'm really not sure. Sorry. What I've heard is that the people around Mount Tianheng have some sort of magic trick that can pinpoint the location of the stuff. Of course, it's probably just hearsay. If you want my advice, start by looking for Star Splinter Iron around Mount Tianheng. And if you run into any locals, ask them a few questions about Subrosium.
Mount Tianheng.
Interestingly enough, the story of the Divine Damsel of Devastation also takes place on that
Да, возможно, твой батя это предсказатель.
The view there is quite spectacular. A favorite destination of the adepti, in fact. Perhaps it can give me some inspiration. Let's not delay. We should head straight there. came to Mount Tianeng once with my father as a child. I remember it being such a long climb that I could barely feel my legs by the time we reached the top. This is quite a trip down memory lane for me. Look at these majestic, towering peaks and the gently flowing streams. It's like setting foot in paradise. No wonder the legend of the divine damsel of devastation is said to have taken place here. Adepti wander oft where mortals seldom stride. Indeed, this looks like a place that one might expect to be frequented by adepti. The divine damsel of devastation is your upcoming opera, right? And the story takes place in Mount Tianheng. Huh. Seems like you have a real connection with this place. What's the story about, though? It's the story of a girl becoming a hero.
Героиня. А героиня? Надо просто вытаскивать и этот... На YouTube укладывать. Пьеса о героине?
In that village, there was a loving couple who were completely devoted to one another. One day, a terrifying monster appeared. The wife was out collecting herbs and was captured by the monster. Her husband was so distraught at the news that it broke his spirit and drove him to madness. The vile and vicious monster told the villagers, "If you want to live, you must sacrifice a child to me."
What a nasty piece of work! Paimon sure hopes this monster gets put in its place!
But the monster was so terrible and so strong that all within the village were terrified of it. They had no choice but to give in to the monster's demand. Just while they were discussing whose child would be given over to the monster, a little girl suddenly stood up and came forward.
No! Don't do it, little girl!
Unbeknownst to anybody else, she was concealing an exorcist's blade. She approached the monster's lair, feigning fear and trepidation. When she finally arrived, she courageously drew her sword and entered into a fierce struggle with the monster, from which she eventually emerged as the victor. Her extraordinary abilities drew the attention of the adepti, and they took her as one of their own. Her story became the stuff of legends. But alas, the paths of mortals and adepti seldom cross, and she would never again re-enter the mortal world. And so, destined to grace the mortal realm for but a brief moment, she vanished like a wisp of smoke into...
I really like this story. But I personally think that perhaps the little girl was not as brave as the opera makes her out to be. I'm not sure she deserves all the praise she is given.
I've never considered that before. Opera is always an interpretation of the events it purports to portray. A certain degree of deviation from the truth is always inevitable. When my father wrote the script for this play, I suppose his intention was to inspire his audience with the character of the divine damsel.
I think it's a great story. The ideal story.
Well, it sure inspired Paimon! Let's go get ourselves some Star Splinter Iron! Yeah!
Да, ура! Руда осколка звезд. Давайте поищем вместе. Куда? Смысле с помощью глазбола. Как? Как это сделать? Печать Гео, нифига себе. Чё и где ты? Йоу. Ё-моё. Что с тобой, женщина? Здесь, да, наверное, где-то? Что значит с помощью глаза Бога? Это как? Как с помощью глаза Бога можно ее найти? Может, что-то? Ты что ли? Серьезно? А вот что-то глаз Бога мне не сильно помог. Я вам скажу, ребят. Что ты? Ой, маленький где? Это иллюзия? Нет? Нет, это баг, скорее всего, какой-то. Где дальше эту руду искать, ребят, скажете? Твою мать, не скользи ты. Дурак. Ненормальный. Заебись. Скалолазание я тут просто ненавижу. Настолько все через жопу, аж противно. А, пусть. Но при чем тут глаз Бога, я не понимаю. Мы и без этого всего смогли.
Master Zhang said we should ask the locals for help. Why don't we try there? Hey, there really is someone here. Yunjin, looks like you were right. Excuse us, sir. Can we ask you something? Huh. He didn't seem to catch that.
Что же делать? Он ничего не слышит.
Hello, sir. We were just passing by and wanted to ask if you happen to know anything about Subrosium.
Ух, нифига себе, что это.
Is he trying to tell us to look for clues in the village? Well, whatever. Guess we're on our own here. Shenmue,
Деревня.
Yunjin, let's have a look around.
Sorry, you can go ahead without me. I'd like to have a word with this gentleman. If that's okay with you, Uncle Mingjin.
It's
Shenhe.
Shenhe. You're
А чё это? Ты вдруг заговорил?
The rumors were true. So, all these years? I'm sorry, I don't know how to find Subrosium. But I think you can find some information in the village. This place is deserted now. No one ever comes here.
Ну, ничего нового нам не сказал. Мы бы и так записи нашли.
You know this guy, Shenhe? Thank you, kind sir. We'll go and take a look around. Don't worry. Mingjin has no ill intention towards Miss Shenhe. She'll be quite safe.
Надеемся, что нету. А то иначе нам хана, да? Он даже подсвечивается. Рысью, рысью.
What's this?
Угу, я все прочитал.
So, Shenhe is the divine damsel?
Угу. Да.
Now that I think about it,
А ты только поняла, да?
rather like an adeptus, and she is about the right age. So that's why I've been getting the strangest feeling whenever I chat with her. I should have noticed it earlier. According to this text, the divine damsel from the opera was actually the daughter of the loving couple. And she didn't volunteer. She was sacrificed to the monster by her own father.
Это вот это отец?
The truth is even more lamentable than the opera. Now I understand why Shenhe said the girl was not as brave as people think.
It wasn't her choice to enter that ghastly situation. She was forced into it. Oh, it looks like my father may need to make a few revisions to his beloved opera.
Вон, валяется. Тысяч.
So it seems that Shenhe's father thought he was summoning a benevolent deity using a magic incantation. But in fact, he summoned an evil god's remains, which took the form of a monster. His obsessive yearning for his deceased wife led to a terrible tragedy. The villagers moved away in fear without ever learning the truth. And now, this place is deserted. Still, I do wonder what the connection is between Shenhe and Mingjun.
We've looked everywhere, but still no mention of Sabrosium.
Продолжить поиски. Записи роды.
So basically, we need to go to the middle of the lake south of Mount Tianheng at dusk, and we'll find us some
Книга говорит Тиньхэн.
Let's go back and tell
Надо рассказать об этом Шанхэ. Возможно, она об этом знала. Просто не хотела нам так все прямо говорить.
One year when I was back visiting, I heard a story about a white-haired adeptus from a merchant passing by. I never imagined it was you. I was a very close friend of your father's. I could have stopped him from performing the summoning ritual. I had plenty of chances, but
Видите,
I couldn't bring myself to
теперь он об
stand
этом
up.
жалеет.
I just let things happen, let it all escalate. Well, we all know how that story ended. I bring flowers back here every year. And each time I wish I had a chance to apologize to you.
Apologize for what? If you'd stopped him, he'd only have found another way.
Почему диалоги сейчас плохо пропускаются? Я же авто нажал.
Nothing.
Do you still hate him?
I don't know what I feel. I'm told my fate is to bear the curse of calamity, so my master bound my soul with red ropes to curb my aggression. So if you ask me how I feel about the past, if I hate my father or not,
Ну, потому что у тебя скрытые эмоции. Возможно, иначе ты бы его просто ненавидела.
So tough for you all these years.
Шанхэ, мы вернулись. Шанхэ, Шанхэ, хе-хе.
Oh, then I will leave you all in peace. Shenhe, it brings me some solace knowing that you are okay. I'll tell you more about the old times next time we meet.
Thanks, mister. We found some info in the end.
Угу.
Shenhe, look. This tells us how to find Sabrosium. All
В
we
центре
gotta do is go to the
озера
middle of
побежали.
that lake.
let's go then.
Чё-то она там замышляет, смотри.
There's something I'd like to talk to you about. Just now, in the village, we found your father's diary. It turns out that many of the details in the Divine Damsel of
Да,
Devastation
мне кажется, ей пофиг абсолютно.
are not true to the facts. So I'd like to change them.
Why?
I know I say that opera always deviates from the truth, but now that the main character is standing right here in front of me, I cannot simply dismiss your lived experience in favor of my father's fiction.
It's okay. I like your version.
Да? Что? А ты вообще читала её?
My master once said that the day I learn how to use my strength for the good of others is the day that I can truly become part of human society. So, I hope that one day I might be brave enough to stand up and protect others just like the girl in the opera. But I've never thought this way before, and I wonder whether I will continue to think in this way.
Don't worry. I believe you will. In fact, I think maybe you've already started to become the person you aspire to be. You just haven't had the opportunity to see it for yourself yet.
Shenhe! Yunjin! Cut the chit-chat! Let's go!
Let's go! Да, let's go.
We can't let someone else beat us too.
Да, кстати. У нас же там соревнования. Какой-нибудь алкаш нас опередит и все. Ничего мы не получим. Вау. Удочки плавают. Ой, как бы тут не сдохнуть. Но я постараюсь максимально. Кая, что сдох? Прости, Кая. Жух. Так вот, жух. $17:30. Давайте. Мне впадло. Так вот, сейчас он засветится, смотри. А сейчас какой-нибудь тут здесь босс появится, да? Нас убьет прямо на озере. Прямо здесь, неожиданно и приятно. Ну-ка. В смысле? Кого? В смысле, под водой его найти, что ли? Вы что, пьяные, что ли? Ребята. Ребята. Где Суброзий? А как он... А ты что здесь стоишь? Может, тебя надо было найти?
What brings you here? Have they found a solution to the danger in the sea? Ningguang didn't tell. Something has happened in Guyan Stone Forest, but these things can be unpredictable. I have only a single mount if things get out of control.
Не повлияло никак. А ты скажи, где эту штуку искать-то? А, вот он, господи.
That's everything we need. Let's head back and report in. Hyman's curious if Beto's made any progress.
Два куска это типа из этого выбить? Или надо было еще один найти? Да я думаю, вряд ли. Этого хватит. Раз уж квест этого хочет, да? Да, не умирай, пожалуйста. Все. Ого. Ну как? Штырит? Да, вы достали отличную руду. Из них получится первоклассное изделие.
Hey everyone, how's the A-team doing? I ran into a bit of a brick wall on my end. Suling's never seen a Wonder Core before, and says it'd take a lot of research for him to get up to speed.
Leave the Wonder Cores to me. I'll work on them while you go about your business.
Другими делами.
Don't worry. It won't take
Опять ждать сутки, да, тебя? Ну-ка давай сейчас по-быстрому сделаем. Бежали.
But where should we find items relating to the adepti?
I'll sort that out.
Что ты сама сбегаешь-то?
Oh,
Тебе?
Yes. I have been training with the adepti for years. I know a thing or two about making sigils. When we first met, I told you I came for the Jade Chamber, not the contest. In fact, I came specifically to deliver adepti sigils. Master heard that Ningguang was planning to rebuild the Jade Chamber, so she sent me to deliver some adepti sigils to her. Master also said she hoped that I can take this opportunity to rejoin human society. But now that I'm here, I wonder if I've been removed from the world for too long. There's so much basic knowledge that I lack. Maybe it won't work for me to stay here after all. But either way, I'm very glad to have met you, and I'll take care of those adepti sigils.
Without knowing the ins and outs of your situation, I can't say whether you should stay or not. But now that our paths have crossed, we'll always have a connection. So if you're ever feeling down, come find me on my ship. There'll be a drink waiting for you.
Thank you. So, Master Zhang, I'll need to use your facilities to make the sigils.
Fine by me. I'm actually curious to see how the adepti arts work. Maybe I'll learn something.
Whew. The sigils are ready. Though they are in some respects inferior to my master's, I can assure you there will be no quality issues.
I've finished forging the things you asked for too.
О, быстро.
Great! Let's go submit them before someone else
Погоди, то есть ты из-за талисмана реально сама сбегала? Я думал, нам надо будет бежать. Вот это прогресс, вот это прогресс. Талисман, ну нихера нам топтать. Столько, давайте отсюда побежу. Бегом. Здесь-то залезть можно, да? Да?
Ningguang's little secretary. We found all the materials.
Material.
Oh, already?
Так быстро?
All three of you found them together. Okay, I see. The wonder cores and adepti sigils look good. It seems that we found our winners. I hereby announce that the winners of this material procurement contest are the Traveler, Yunjin, and Beidou.
What? It's over already? I haven't even found the plus strike yet.
I can't believe it. So close, but so far.
I'd like to invite our three winners to please proceed to the Jade Chamber, where Lady Ningguang is waiting for you.
Huh? Where's Beidou? She was right here.
Captain Beidou has some business to attend to. She will join later. Please come with me for now.
Побежали.
Guess we'll head on up to the Jade
В
Chamber.
Нефритовый дворец. Быстрее.
Long time coming. The last time we went up
Мы там были-то один раз всего по сюжету.
ages ago.
Combine the adepti sigils with the wonder cores and insert them into the Jade Chamber's control compartment. The construction of the new Jade Chamber is now officially complete. Once the tethers are released, it will soar into the sky. Thank you all for your work.
Да
Now
уже как бы
it is
давно
time
пора,
for me
давай.
to fulfill my promise.
Yeah.
Miss Yun, I've already heard something about the reason for your involvement. You are looking for a venue for your new opera, aren't you?
That's right. Lady Ningguang, I would like to hear your opinion.
The unveiling of Miss Yun's grand new opera surely requires a venue of equal grandeur.
Ух, нифига
So
себе.
what would you say if I proposed
Вот
that
это
we
услуга.
stage your first performance right here, in the newly built Jade Chamber? The Jade Chamber offers a splendid panoramic view of the mountains and the bustling city. It is fitting for the finest performance to be hosted in the heavens. I can think of no better stage for you than here, Miss Yun.
Thank you, Lady Ningguang. Then I will prepare my props and other articles shortly. Please allow me to bring all these aboard the Jade Chamber.
You're quite welcome. It's truly what a good opera deserves.
Oh, a traveler, Shenhe, Paimon, I'll be leaving now. Do come and see my play when the time comes.
Да, скорее всего, это будет наша последняя миссия по этой сюжетке.
I should clarify. I do not know your sister's whereabouts. Please,
Очень обидно.
don't waste your question on this matter.
Wow, you're a mind reader, Ningguang.
Капец. Да, всем уже раз трезвонил.
We'll ask a question then.
Туда вопрос задаст Пайман.
Managing a successful business is not as simple as you might think. Capital, connections, sensitivity to the trends, and instinct for what is a good opportunity. All of these traits are crucial. If you want to know how to make money, I will honor our agreement and give you an answer. But that is not to say that it will work for you.
Wow, Paimon hadn't even asked the question yet.
Your question was written all over your face. Now look, you helped me rebuild the Jade Chamber, and I intend to repay you handsomely for it. So I promise you that should you one day require financial assistance, you may seek employment here. I will pay you at the highest rate of remuneration.
Давай карта опыта миллион, мы расходимся.
So next time we run out of Mora, we just need to come to Ningguang? No more questions from us. Shenhe, you got a question?
Me?
Yes, this is a group effort.
Thank you. But I don't have anything to ask.
Are you sure? This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I'd urge you not to squander it.
Yeah, just don't waste it. Hold on a second. Paimon can probably think of another one.
Lady Ningguang, do you think I can ever fit in Liyue Harbor?
Now that is an interesting question. Liyue Harbor is very inclusive. As long as you respect the rules here, you will not be turned away. So, the key is whether or not you yourself can develop a sense of belonging in Liyue Harbor.
Huh. A sense of belonging?
Yes. To become fond of a place, to feel part of it, it always requires a reason. Perhaps someone you've met, or something you've experienced here. Or perhaps you enjoy the atmosphere of Liyue, and you will become accustomed to it. In short, everyone needs a reason to stay. I hope you can find yours soon.
I see.
Hey, what's going on? I just went to see the fleet. I'm a little later than expected.
Come on, Beidou, it's your turn. Do you have a question for Ningguang?
Чё, кто там?
Me?
Давай.
Nah, I ain't got any questions. She forced me to help out, so I figured I may as well get involved with the contest.
Блин, молодцы какие.
Ningguang, don't forget what we talked about. It's not gonna be easy to deal with. I don't think my fleet can take it on their own.
Don't worry. I have made preparations. The wound dressings are ready, and the Millelith have set up an ambush.
Glad to hear it.
Ну, видите, всем помогла.
Stay alert.
Такая молодец, великая Нингуа. А является героем с 4 звездами. Офигеть, да? Как-то даже нелогично.
Maybe it's better that you don't know. When I first set foot in the Jade Chamber, I stood at the edge of the platform and looked down upon Liyue Harbor far below. At that time, I dreamed that one day the Jade Chamber's shadow would be seen in all 7 nations of Tevat. My wish has not changed to this very day. However, it is not only out of consideration for myself that I have built the Jade Chamber anew at this time. I hope the Jade Chamber will always float in the skies above Liyue Harbor, bearing witness to the prosperity and peace of the human world. And I hope that you can all witness it with me.
И мы все вместе станем свидетелем, да? Да начнется церемония подъема. И кому-нибудь на голову херак, и все. Вау. А это что? В смысле, опять выжил ты? Зашибись. И что, это сейчас бить повторная драка или что? Как вовремя? В смысле?
Osial's wife, final follower of the overlord of the vortex.
Sounds like you knew this was coming!
Beidou sensed something was stirring in the deep. She warned me months ago.
Блин, серьезно? Ты построила дворец, чтобы опять его разрушить или что?
No. In this human age, the people of Liyue must find a way to overcome this crisis on our strength alone.
Чё это? Щит? Нифига себе. Все объединили свои силы против этого демона. Ну, вернее, архонта ветров. Вихрей. Буря или как его зовут?
What's that? Wait! A giant wave!
You are a cursed child. Your life brings nothing but disaster to us all. At least if you die, I can bring her back.
The day you learn how to use your strength for the good of others is the day that you can truly become part of human society.
Настоящий мультик. Целая серия анимешки получается. Вау. Вау. Чё?
What are you doing here?
Кто это? Серьезно?
I hardly see this as a great risk. The people of Liyue Harbor are well prepared, and she is already badly injured. Only sheer willpower is keeping her alive. I may be nearing the end of my stamina, but in a fight to the death, I think I have the upper hand.
Да не туда ты бьешь. Чё? Тихо. Мне тут кушать люди хотят. Нет. Угу. Ну что, это не убивается или что? Что они не хотят убиваться вообще, слышь? Что я не понял. Понятно теперь. Не сразу еще попадают. Понятно, как вас валить. Вот сейчас ультану и хана вам всем. Ну чё, где? Мирно, у тебя хп отнимается, сволочь. Перегрузка на тебя. Мелкого затягивать-то зачем? Он теперь ничего не сделал. Сволочь. Ну чё, где? Плавает там. Ну чё? Давай, удиви меня кто-нибудь. Это мы уже проходили, но ты попал в меня все. Третий? Твою мать. Меня одновременно всю эту херню используют. Опа. Смотри, опа. Ну, кто-нибудь, у кого есть способности, показывайте свои фишки, блин. Бейте, бейте. Опа. Ну. Ты бить будешь меня или что? Все решили поплавать. Где? Тут? Бейте его, унижайте. Насмехайтесь над ним. Ой, тихо. Вау. Как, 5? Нажимает ульту свою, твою мать, дебил. Вау, тихо. Что это за фокусы такие? Вау. Ну, кто на новенького, а? Давайте. Думали, я с вами шучу, да? А все это было правдой. Тихо. Ну-ка, давай. Ядра свой, дай мне. Яйца свои водяные. Ёб твою. Тихо. Тихо. Мне давай без резких движений, пожалуйста, мы с тобой. Ты же вызвал свой. О. Че, один готов, что ли? Ой, только не отхиливайтесь, пожалуйста. Вау. Все. Разошлись друзьями, да? Та-та-та-та. Вау, что ли? Ты ж. Вау. А, что-то они зачастили. С этой своей фишкой. Серьезно? Пищишь-то. Даже сундука не дали. Ну чего же вы такие жмоты-то все?
I'm just a little exhausted. Otherwise, fine. I wanted to deal with it myself. I didn't expect you to follow me. Don't worry. She's not coming back anytime soon. After an injury like that, she'll likely seek refuge somewhere else.
How did things go underwater?
It's been dealt with. She was injured before entering the water. It didn't take too much effort to finish the job.
Good. so the crisis has been safely averted. When you visit the Jade Chamber in the future, you will be afforded generous treatment.
Lady Ningguang, the fleet reports that the sea monster has left Guyan Stone Forest and the surrounding waters have returned to normal.
Thank you. How are the Millilith?
Thanks to the medical supplies you prepared and Lady Keqing's command, our losses were minimal. Of course, we owe huge thanks to this young lady for her help.
Девчонку.
On behalf of the entire Millilith, thank you for your service.
Миллилитров. От всех миллилитров.
Great. Then next time I watch Miss Yun's opera, I'll be able to take the compliments. I wasn't trying to be a hero, though. I just wanted to protect you.
Let the soldiers recuperate, but don't let your guard down. If she returns with a vengeance, we must be prepared.
Yes, ma'am.
You've been monitoring us for some time now. I trust you've reached a conclusion.
You wish to hear one's opinion. Well, things would have hardly gone so smoothly had it not been for Shenhe.
That I do not deny. However, final victory was always going to be ours, even had things been a little more arduous. If it came to it, I could always destroy another Jade Chamber.
One has observed your adaptation of the Guizhong Ballista, and find oneself compelled to admit that you have evidenced some degree of novel thinking. You have learned from past failures and prepared for this crisis in advance. This is considerable progress compared to the last time. Hence, on balance, one finds your performance during this trial satisfactory enough. But there will no doubt be further trials to come in the future. Do not suppose that one will not continue observing you hereafter.
While the position of Tianquan remains mine, I will always ensure Liyue's safety.
Shenhe, one saw you secretly venture out from the mountains a few years ago, and noticed the air of dejection in which you returned. Hopefully this trip to Liyue Harbor has been a different experience.
Yes. I can't explain it, but I feel happier than I expected.
Good. Traveler, please take good care of Shenhe. She is a dear child. In fact, one has many fond memories of Shenhe's childhood that she may be interested to hear about.
There'll be no need for that.
Oh. They are all like this. Fine. Since you care not to listen, one shan't be telling you.
Типичная мама себя ведет.
Please, have a good rest. Come to the Jade Chamber when you have recovered your energy. We must celebrate both the completion of the Jade Chamber and the fact that Liyue has weathered another crisis. This banquet must be the most spectacular ever.
Серьезно, мы все это время были здесь? Вау. Там теперь есть прямо наверху телепорт. Классно.
Amazing!
All of you here are my distinguished guests. I am determined that each of you thoroughly enjoys yourself. Those who don't drink alcohol, please, help yourself to other beverages. Fine wine is a delight to the senses, but it is far from the only one. I trust you will find the marvelous view from the Jade Chamber to be an equally gratifying indulgence.
Have you heard? Miss Yun's going to be performing today.
Sure have. Honestly, it's the main reason I'm here. I've
Ничего
never
себе.
missed any of
Оказывается,
Miss
все
Yoon's
ее ждут.
performances, and I don't intend to start now. I hear she's going to perform The Divine Damsel of Devastation today, the one written by her father. I've been so excited that I've barely slept the last few nights.
Hey, look! Miss Yoon is going on stage!
Я думал... Ух ты. О, горе. Знаете, я ожидал песню покрасивее. Уж очень противный голос, если честно. Японские песни, не знаю, в большинстве 90% случаев реально красивые. А тут я не знаю, что это даже. Мяуканье какое-то.
这里本该接近尾声，但今日我再添一笔，唱与诸位听。
Все-таки, видите, она свою пьесу дополнила. Вот тем поступком, что они победили дракона этого водяного.
What did you think? Personally, I thought I sang rather well.
It was
Да, прикольно.
Paimon wants to learn too.
It was wonderful. Also, thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks to you, the Divine Damsel of Devastation is a more nuanced tale than ever. The play has an ending, but life goes on. I believe you will find a way to fit in Liyue Harbor.
Thank you. I think I've found the opportunity I needed to change.
Ms. Yoon, here you are. Great to see you. Huh? Hey, this young lady with the white hair looks like some kind of VIP. Yeah, that's it, like an adeptus. Wait, you're the girl from the opera, aren't you? The Divine Damsel herself. And look who else we have here, the illustrious traveler. Well, I'll be. This was definitely worth showing up for. Let me pull up a chair, all right. We'll all have a friendly chat, get better acquainted.
Alternatively, you could leave us alone. That is, if you'd prefer to finish your drink via the orifice of your own choice.
Uh-oh, this feels all too familiar. Shenhe's back to her.
Hey, what are you doing?
Calm down, Shenhe. Calm down.
Прикольно. Вау. Ладно, ребят. Чего? Понял, даже комната. Ладно, ребят, давайте на этом закончим, потом продолжим. Так, всем счастья, здоровья. Подписывайтесь, ставьте лайки обязательно. Пишите комментарии. Всем пока.